Hello, I'm Masa from the Rolling Dead. I just turned 50 last month. Right now, I'm in Istanbul doing some Jujutsu Degeiko. Jujutsu Degeiko. What's that? You might be thinking that right now. Wait just a bit. This might change how you see your own training. I've been training at Inferno Jujutsu here for 3 weeks. Most people are younger, bigger, and way more athletic than me. To be honest, I get tapped a lot. Sometimes 4 times in just 5 minutes. Even today. But still, I walked off the mat smiling. I actually enjoy being smashed like that. Why? Because of the Degeiko spirit. In Jujutsu, you often hear Japanese words like
I hope you enjoyed Os.
into inside heel hooks out of cross ashigarami.
Os or Ashigarami flying around. Maybe you already know some of them, but have you ever heard of the word Degeiko? If you have, you are probably a true martial arts nerd. In English, Degeiko is similar to visiting or drop-in. It means leaving your home gym and training at another academy. But in Japanese martial arts, Degeiko is more than just a drop-in session. It has a deeper spirit behind it. In this video, I want to share with you what Degeiko really is. For people like me, in our 40s or 50s still enjoying Jujutsu, maybe visiting a new gym feels a little scary. You might wonder, will I stand out? What if I get smashed? But it doesn't have to be if you have the Degeiko spirit. So I hope this video gives you some courage and maybe a new way to enjoy your Jujutsu journey. So then, what exactly is Degeiko? Like I mentioned earlier, in English, it's kind of close to just visiting or drop-in. You know, when you are on trip or business trip, and you just show up at a gym and join a class. In many countries, that's totally normal. Just say, hey, I'm visiting, and most places will welcome you with open arms. But in Japan, Degeiko has a bit of different meaning. The word itself is written with 2 kanji characters, De and Keiko. De is simple, it just means go out. So to leave your usual place and go somewhere else. But Keiko. Keiko is a word that's deeply rooted in Japanese martial arts culture. In Japanese, the word Keiko is made of 2 parts. And the first part, Kei, comes from an old character that means to think deeply about the past. And that second part, Ko, means the ancient or the old. So when you put them together, Keiko literally means reflecting on the old ways. That's very different from just saying practice or training. Keiko is about learning by repeating what has been passed down from the people before us, their skills, their wisdom, their spirit. It's not just about getting better at moves. It's about touching the deeper ideas that have survived across generations. If you need an image, think about the Karate Kid or those classic Jackie Chan Kung Fu movies. The students begged the masters, please teach me. But instead of techniques, he's told to clean the floor or repeat a single motion again and again. Why? Because before learning techniques, you have to learn attitude. You have to show that you are ready to learn with respect and humility. In traditional martial arts, being taught something wasn't just taking class. It means being allowed to learn, because a teacher trusted you and believed you were sincere. That's what's packed into the word Keiko. And that's why Degeiko, going out to train at another dojo, gym, isn't just a casual visit. It means you go with respect. You go to learn, not to take techniques, but to receive them with a humble heart from the place, the teacher, and the people you meet. In Japan, we don't just say gym. When we talk about a place to train martial arts, we call it dojo. But a dojo is more than just a gym. It's considered a sacred place. There's a special atmosphere, one of respect, order, and a bond between teacher and student. Even if you can't see it, you can feel it the moment you step inside. It's not just about the mats or techniques. It's about the spirit of how people train, how they treat each other, and how they carry themselves in the space. For example, in karate, it's common to do degeiko only within the same style or organization. Usually you need an instruction from your instructor, and people pay close attention to things like bell rank and formal etiquettes. In judo, degeiko often happens through organized group practice between schools or teams. It's done in a very structured way. And in sumo, degeiko is a regular part of training, but the hierarchy is super strict. And when they spar, it's serious. It's like a real fight, full power, no holding back. So what about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Well, especially outside of Japan, BJJ is a lot more relaxed and open. Drop-ins are usually welcome and rolling is free and casual. In Japan too, BJJ tends to be less strict compared to other traditional martial arts. But because it still carries a lot of influence from Japanese martial arts culture, there are a few things you should keep in mind when visiting a new gym. There is another word in Japanese that also means visiting another gym. It's called dojo yaburi.
一発対天然道場道場破り
But this one has a very different meaning. Back in the old days of Japanese martial arts, dojo yaburi means showing up at rival dojo, challenge the master or student to fight. And if you won, taking their signboard or reputation. Basically, it was like a real-life street fighter. If you won, your name and status would rise. If you lose, it was big embarrassment. It was serious, sometimes even dangerous. In fact, during the Edo period, and even in early 20th century Japan, some legendary swordsmen and karate masters traveled across the country, going dojo to dojo, providing their skills through these kind of battles. But if you act like dojo yaburi during a modern day visit, people might think, why is this person here? Just to beat us? That's not what degeiko is about. It's not about breaking someone's dojo. It's about respect. It's not about showing off or trying to prove how strong you are. It's about learning. It's about going with the mindset of I'm here to grow. There is a quiet strength in that, a kind of inner spirit that says, I'm not here to win, I'm here to improve. But after hearing all this talk about the spirit of martial arts and respect, maybe some of you are starting to think, sounds kind of serious. Maybe it's not for me. And yeah, it's true. There are cultural traditions and unspoken manners behind it. But don't worry. You don't need to understand everything perfectly. What really matters is just one thing. The mindset of going to learn. That's it. If you have that, degeiko isn't scary at all. For people like me in our 40s or 50s, it's easy to get nervous. Am I too old for this? What if I get smashed by lower belts? I get it. But honestly, that's all totally okay. Even if a lower belt taps you out, even if someone younger dominates you, that's not failure or shame. That's learning. Actually, when you go trying to prove something, trying to look strong or win, that's when degeiko gets stressful and not fun. But if you go in with a mindset like, I'm here to learn, please show me something new, you'll go to train with people you never normally meet, discover techniques you've never seen before, and even roll becomes a chance to upgrade yourself. Once you start to see it that way, it's no longer something scary. It becomes a place that helps you grow, not just as a fighter, but as a person. And when you actually go out and try it, you realize it's way more fun than you expected. The first thing you'll notice, the unique style of each person you roll with, their timing, their weight shifts, the techniques they throw at you. It's all different from what you're used to. Every roll is like a surprise. You might find yourself thinking, wait, this doesn't work like it normally does. And that moment, that's where the real learning happens. When your go-to move suddenly don't work, it's a perfect chance to re-evaluate your game and evolve your style. Every gym has its own flavor of Jiu-Jitsu. Some are all about microcontrol and details. Others go hard with pressure and physical strength. You can really feel those differences on the mat, and that's what makes Dageiko so exciting. It's meeting people, face to face, from the place I'm visiting. Just a short chat after sparring, and suddenly your trip feels deeper, more real. You get to connect with people in a way that normal sightseeing can't offer. Through Jiu-Jitsu, you step into local culture. You feel the human side of the place. Even if you don't speak the same language, you can still communicate on the mat. That feeling, it's honestly addictive. So for me, Dageiko isn't just about polishing technique. It's a different kind of journey, one that connects you to the world through Jiu-Jitsu. I've now been training Inferno BJJ in Istanbul for 3 weeks. It's mainly a nogi gym, so they don't run as many classes as gi-focused places. But one day, the professor invited me to join their nogi session. And wow, there were more than twice as many people as the gi class. It was super lively. I even got to roll with the professor. And then this super intense young guy, probably 20 kilos heavier than me. In just 5 minutes, he caught me in a dark choke, like 4 times. Honestly, I thought my neck was gonna pop off. But after that, he showed me how to defend it. I think I got a little better maybe. When I first came to Turkey, my first thought was, wow, this country has amazing food. But after I started doing Dageiko here, that changed. The longer I stayed, the more realized. For me, the best part of Turkey was people. Because it was on the mats, through those rolls and small moments, that I felt something deeper about the country and its culture. So if you're planning to travel somewhere, I really hope you'll try doing Dageiko during your trip. And if that trip happens to be Japan, there's just one small thing I'd like you to know. Japanese BJJ gym still carry just a little more of that martial arts spirit compared to what you might be used to overseas. First and most important, contact the gym ahead of time. If there's a place you want to train, send a quick message or email to let them know. In Japan, just showing up without notice can feel a bit surprising. At the dojo I used to belong to, drop-ins without prior contact, even just for watching, weren't allowed. Also make sure to ask if filming or photos are okay. Some gyms don't allow filming during class, especially during technique sessions. And yeah, chewing gum or lying down during instruction, that might be casual in some countries. But in Japan, it can feel pretty disrespectful, so just avoid it. And most of all, don't come in just to win. That's probably the biggest misunderstanding about Dageiko. It's not about proving how strong you are. It's about learning and sharing. If you roll with respect, you and your partner will both have a great experience. Here's a small tip. Japanese people can be pretty shy. If you are a foreigner visiting a gym and folks seem quiet, it's not that they are not welcoming. They just don't know how to approach you. So go ahead and say hi. Once you break the ice, you'll find people are super kind and friendly. And while you are in Japan, don't forget to ask about food. Ramen, sushi, yakiniku, ask the locals for their favorite spots. You might discover some seriously amazing places you'll never find in a guidebook. Maybe some of you thinking, Dageiko splits sounds kinda stiff. Or like, isn't that a bit old-fashioned? And yeah, if you've trained in a lot of gyms overseas, I get it. Dageiko might feel a little too formal or serious. But even so, Dageiko is still a beautiful part of Japanese culture. Because of the spirit of respect and humility, You can walk into a completely new place and still feel welcome, safe, and focused. And when you go in with no ego, just ready to learn, you don't just improve your jujutsu. You open yourself up to new people, new experiences, and a whole new way of seeing the art. So how about you? What do you think about the spirit of Degeiko in Japan? Does it feel different from what you are used to? Or maybe it reminded you of something from your own journey? Let me know what you felt in comments. I'd really love to hear your thoughts. If this gave you even a little courage to try Degeiko, please hit that like button. It helps more than you think. If you are over 40 and love Jujutsu like me, I've got more stories, training tips, and travel roads coming soon. Hit subscribe if that sounds like your vibe. Thanks for watching. This is Masa from The Rolling Dead. Os.